What's going on, moviegoers? If you're new to the channel, my name is Christian. Welcome to C-Roll Productions. I want to have an honest discussion, you guys. This has been the discourse on social media, and it's evolving around movie theaters, movie theater experiences, and are the movie theaters dying out? Is this the end of the movie theater experience as a whole? There are so many different reasons we can get into, you guys, talking about the movie theater experience, what's going on with it, and how people are reacting. It's really unfortunate because going to the movies is literally my favorite thing to do. It's one of my hobbies. I absolutely love and adore going to the movie theaters when it has your undivided attention, the phones are away, for some people that is, and you just get to focus and dial in on the arts of a beautiful film that took so many people to make. It's an experience I want to enjoy for the rest of my life, honestly. But it has me worried. The recent box office numbers for this year, you guys, has been extremely low. It hasn't been the greatest year for the box office. But there are so many reasonings behind it, you guys, and we can go into it in extensive detail. And I honestly want to know you guys' thoughts and opinions. What do you think about the movie theater experience in 2024? And where do you think it's going? Because it has a lot of people worried right now, and a lot of people think that movie theaters are going to shut down or at least close. But you guys, the reasonings of why the movie theater experience feels like it's diminishing at every single level. Streaming services has been an extremely massive thing since Netflix. And then I even called this. I remember talking to one of my old coworkers, Brian, and I was like, watch these movie studios eventually come out with their own streaming service platform. It's going to happen. And then what do you know? The pandemic hit. And then they had to find out, they had to come up with a different source of revenue for their product. And then Disney Plus came out, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, all of these, streaming platforms came out. And it put competition for movie theaters, honestly. Because now you have these studios who are doing straight to streaming movies, where essentially it was just Netflix. And those movies that were being made by those studios were coming out in theaters. So there wasn't no competition, really. And I feel like with majority of movie studios, them trying to figure out the whole day and date of when should we release it on VOD, we can make more money on VOD for the at-home experience, which will never equate to an actual movie theater. I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody has, the Dolby Vision, the IMAX, the surround sound that an actual movie theater has. Yeah, some people may have some top-notch stuff and equipment at home, but that movie theater experience is absolutely amazing. And streaming services has definitely been one of the most biggest causes of theaters struggling right now. And I feel like eventually these big studios are leaning towards just releasing their stuff on streaming services and their streaming services. It kills me. It kills me that where we're at right now with the movie theater experience. It hurts me because, like I said, my first job was at a movie theater, Pacific Theaters. I was a clerk. I was a clerk, and I was ripping tickets. I was an usher. I was in concessions. I was in box office. I never did projection, but I remember going up to the projection booth. That was back in the day when there was film. It was so different. And then obviously with digital came along, and the whole projection it changed in a massive way. But that's where my love stems from. Actually working there and seeing the whole experience behind the scenes. It was incredible, you guys. I still to this day, working at Pacific Theaters was one of my favorite jobs of all time. We were all young. I think I started when I was 16, so I had to get my worker's permit. It was absolutely a joy. And then the pandemic hit, you guys, and Pacific Theaters as a whole closed down. And that is another reasoning of why theaters are struggling. Because since 2019, you guys, apparently, since 2019, the number of total screens that have completely dropped off has been 3,000. 3,000. Now my local theaters are AMC theaters. and you have your Cinemarks, but that's it. We don't have that many theaters out here. You're relying solely on AMC theaters, and they can only show so many screenings during a day. So that's another big reason. It's a massive reason of why movie theaters are struggling. There's not that many screens anymore. Movie theaters are shutting down. Your smaller theaters, I remember, your independent theaters. I remember I used to go to this one in North Hollywood all the time. It was like $1 theater. We used to go there all the time. That shit closed down when the pandemic hit. The pandemic is definitely another factor of why movie theaters are struggling and the theater experience just isn't the same anymore, honestly. But going back to the streaming services, you have certain studios who are like, okay, we'll release the movie in theaters, but then in 2 weeks, we're going to drop it on VOD. Recent was The Fall Guy. The Fall Guy made $160 million at the box office, and then 20 days later, it's released on VOD. What? Why not just wait 60 days and release it on your streaming services? These studios are one of the causes to the deconstruction of the movie theater experience. Honestly, it's really, really unfortunate. And then you throw in there, you guys, the pandemic. You throw in there people not feeling safe still to go in theaters with compromised immune systems. They're not willing to risk it. Yeah, you can wear a mask, things of that nature. But people were like, well, I'll just wait at home where it's safe for me and my family, and we don't have to be in a closed off room in a movie theater. I've gone to a movie and gotten, I don't want to say the name, but the COVID. It's happened to me before, and it's really unfortunate. It happened when I went to go see the recent Exorcist movie, and it sucked because I was off of work, and I had no PTO, and I struggling for a good 2 weeks, and it was really unfortunate. So the pandemic played a massive part in the movie theater experience over the last 4 to 5 years, you guys. It definitely hurt. And then you incorporate inflation. You incorporate how everything is so extremely expensive right now. Everything is. The cost of living in Los Angeles, California, I'm telling you guys, it is ridiculous. It is expensive. Groceries, rent, gas, anything. It's skyrocketing. Fast food, you guys. You're better off eating at home than Taco Bell, because now on average you get 4 items off of Taco Bell. You about to spend $25 at Taco Bell. It's dog food, but it tastes delicious. It's insane to me, you guys. So movie theater tickets and food and pricings are skyrocketing. It's going up. The IMAX screenings are expensive. Yeah, AMC has, their discounted Tuesdays, which is great, but it's still not enough. It's hard for families to go out on a movie date on a Tuesday during the week. It's just not happening. With both parents are working, the kids are in school. It's hard. And I don't even it's so frustrating. It's frustrating coming from somebody who has a family. It's frustrating coming from somebody who loves the movie theater experience, because everything is so costly nowadays. Your average ticket ranges from $12 to $23, man. And if you're trying to go with a family of 4 and you're trying to buy snacks and food, the mediocre food at AMC theaters, don't even get me started on that. The mediocre food at AMC theaters is so overpriced. You're better off sneaking in some candy, which you should be doing, because I've been doing since day one. I'm sneaking in some candy because I'm not spending $7 on a bag of some delicious peanut M&Ms. Maybe I'll get a movie theater drink. Yeah, of course. Maybe I want a slushie, you know what I'm saying? Put some cherry in there, But that's about it. It's overly priced. Why do you have a ginormous pretzel for $20 when you can dumb it down and have 3 different flavors of pretzels? Your salted, your butter, your salted butter, your non-salted, and your cinnamon. Drop the price to $10 for each pretzel. Have a side of cheese. Start making churros for $3. It's wildly expensive right now, you guys. It is. Now there's programs like the AMC A-List, which works wonderful for me. You pay $25 a month and you get 3 free movies a week in any format. All fees waived. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal for the people who go to the movie theaters multiple times a month. It makes it worth it. One showing literally pays for itself, you guys. If you want to go see, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, it pays for itself. For that $25.99 a month, it is a deal. It reminds me of MoviePass a couple years ago. I remember I had MoviePass. There's a documentary right now on MoviePass. I had MoviePass. I think it was like $10 a month. You get unlimited free movies a day. And I was utilizing that shit. I'll be honest with you. I was like, oh, absolutely. This is great. And then they went out of business because that business model didn't work. And then AMC came out with their own program, and they are absolutely killing it. And they have free programs within the Stubs memberships. So there's ways you can save money as well. But like I said, it's the inflation, it's the cost of living, everybody right now is literally counting pennies. They're afraid to overspend. They're afraid to have some fun because they got to worry about paying rent that goes up every single year, that your apartment's still built from the 80s and you're paying rent that is from 2024. Makes no sense to me. If you're going to increase my rent, give me a brand new stove and a microwave. I mean, brand new. Give me brand new shower doors. You know what I'm talking about? Those are all the things that should be accounted for when you're increasing rent. I can go on this whole debate, you guys. It's really, really, really heartbreaking. And then for a moment in time, I thought drive-in theaters were going to come back because of the pandemic as well. I was like, oh, this is going to be new. This is going to be refreshing. Because I remember, I was too young for drive-in theaters. So being able to go to a drive-in theater and have that whole experience and see everybody outside, I thought was beautiful. But then that never lasted. I thought that, because of the pandemic, I thought that was going to be a big thing moving forward. But then it died out. And now nobody's doing drive-in theaters anymore, really. You have your rooftop theaters or whatever, and that's pretty much it. But it's just really unfortunate. It really is. I mean, you throw in the writer's strike, the actor's strike, and all the delays that hit all of these movies and shows. That affects it as well, you guys. It delayed everything. Production, everything got delayed. That also affects movie theaters as well. Because in order for a movie theater to thrive, it has to have movies coming out monthly. It's just the facts. So this year has been kind of, abysmal for the box office. Dune Part 2 made $700 million. Godzilla X Kong's made $562. Kung Fu Panda 4 made $539 million. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes has only made $300 million. That's it. I would have thought that film would have made easily $500 million at the box office. Ghostbusters, $200 million. The Fall Guy, $160. And then on streaming 20 days later, Furiosa has only made $68 million. What? That's another thing. Furiosa is bombing right now. And it's beyond me. I can't comprehend why Furiosa is bombing. Is it the marketing? Is it the timing? It took too long to come out. I'm like, what is going on? Madam Web, $100 million. Challengers, $88 million. Superhero fatigue. Thank you, Madam Web. You added nothing to the genre. You hurt the genre, if anything. So there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to discuss of why the movie theater experience is changing, why it's hurting, why we should be worried moving forward. Now, there's still some massive blockbusters that are coming out ahead, like Deadpool and Wolverine. That's going to have a ginormous opening weekend. There's still some other films later in the year that could easily break $1 billion. But if I'm being honest with you, Deadpool and Wolverine might be the only film to cross $1 billion at the box office. Last year, Barbie and Oppenheimer were massive box office success. They fed off of each other. Christopher Nolan didn't release the physical media until months after. It wasn't available on VOD till months. He understands the movie theater experience. He understands the essence of the filmmaking and where it is at its core. It's at the theaters, you guys. It's at the theaters. It's just unfortunate. It's unfortunate, you guys, because like I said, I love this stuff. I love going to the movies. I really do. I appreciate it. From, getting my drink, sneaking in my candy, scanning in my QR code, all those things. I love it. Walking down the halls, looking at the movie theater posters, looking at the standees, all of that stuff. It means the world to me, you guys, because it's one of my favorite things in the world to do. But post your comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. What's the issue? Where can we fix and how can we solve these problems at the movie theaters? Honest thoughts and opinions, you guys. Post your comments down below. And of course, thank you guys for taking time out of your day for watching C-Roll Productions. Peace.